Hey YouTube, this is Rack60, and here I'm going to talk to you about whether or not it's a good idea to swap over your controller to a third-party shell. Number one reason why you probably want to swap it over, you just don't like the colors that they have out there. And the making of this video, I believe there's only two colors. There's red and black, and the red and black, they're not just red and black like most people would think, like a red racing car color or something like that, or just a straight matte black. No, Sony has to be different. They always be different when they do these colors, because I believe it's like cosmic red and like midnight black. And to the naked eye, those controllers just look like they're red and black, but in certain lights, the red looks more pink, like our velvet, and the black looks more like a gray. So that kind of turns some people off. Me personally, this just looked too weird for me. Like, I would like freak out if I like playing during the daytime or at night and thinking, did I pick up a different controller? Like, what's up with this? But that's me personally. Number two reason, it would be like the grip. Everyone on YouTube or social media is always, they're always talking about that grip. It's like, oh, this feels so great in your hands. You just gotta get your hands on it. At this moment, at least in my area, up north or whatever, there is no kiosk where you can actually physically get your hand on the controller. You have to know somebody that has the console already, or I don't know, you go to a pawn shop and they may be selling one. And you're like, hey, can I hold it in my hands for a second? Things like that. But as far as I know, there's no physically a way for anybody to feel the texture of the controller unless you bought it already. So there's that. But from my personal experience, the texture of the controller, it's awesome. I would love to have that in a third-party shell, but unfortunately, as the making of this video, there is no third-party manufacturer that made a texture grip. So you're going to lose out on that if you swap out your controller shell. So I talked about the grip, the color choices. It won't look OM, or anybody knows that. I mean, like, it won't look official. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of third-party options out there, like as far as different color combinations, but you're going to lose like the PlayStation symbols. You're going to lose the writing on the back if that's what you care about. You're going to lose the Sony logos on the top of the controller. You're going to lose the look of the official PlayStation logo on the front. But that's up to you really on at this point, because like you can swap out everything on the controller or just swap out just some parts. For me, I just swapped out everything but the PlayStation button, because I thought the button just felt great, and that is, if I swapped out to the third-party one, it's just a one-piece mold, if that makes any sense. It's not molded in a way where you feel the different lines and logo. So I just kept it OM with that part, but everything else I swapped out completely, because there was no special reason to keep it, unless I decide to sell the controller or something like that. But regardless, I'm probably going to just sell the controller if I'm going to get rid of it just the way it is. I'm not going to swap back to OM unless I'm about to sell it. So all in all, it's a learning experience. I think everyone should at least try it once. If, say, the kids got mad and threw the controller, or thought it was funny, or the dog got to it or whatever, or the wife got mad and threw it into a pool, hey, it's a perfect opportunity to take your controller apart at that time, to turning that bad situation into a good one. I don't know. But you get the chance to personalize your controller, find out how it works and stuff, and be prepared for the future of owning this console over the years. But as I mentioned before, you're going to lose out on many things. It won't have exactly the OM feel, at least as of making this video. There's no one that has the controller grip exactly the same, or the exact type of buttons. But I'm sure that someone's going to find some overseas or whatever and say like, hey, have a controller show that's perfect or whatever, but as making this video, I haven't seen anyone that made something close to what Sony has. Um, but yeah, hopefully Sony comes out with like a controller lab or something at some point. That just makes too much sense, but probably not. Um, but yeah, for the most part, it's just a learning experience. I would recommend doing this if you have a controller that's, your daily runner. You just want to change out a few things, like add a new thumbsticks to it, or add like mouse clicks to the triggers. If not, just leave it as is. What Sony has made, it actually works like it's supposed to. It feels great in the hands. But for me personally, I buy many of my games and controllers used, and sometimes they come broken or they need to be just modified to be just right. So it was just a great experience for me to do, and show off that hey, I have my own unique controller now. But yeah, you know what to do at this point. We're at the end of the video. I'm glad you stuck around for this long. Make sure to like, share, follow me on Twitter if you haven't already done that. I'm usually on there a lot more than on YouTube these days. So yeah, peace.